Hey guys, I'm back with another video, and I wanted to do a video on my assaults that I'm going to be running this 25 assault boost. And last year I converted this 24 850 to the RMK front end, and I want to switch over the front end from this sled onto this sled. This really made the sled a lot more playful off trail, and since that's the majority of riding we do, I wanted to switch over this 42-inch front end over to the 36 to 39 adjustable and upgrade to the gripper skis. So yeah, I wanted to show the process. If you guys wanted to make your assault a little more playful off trail, it's night and day difference using the RMK suspension. And the nice part is it all bolts up with factory Polaris parts, and it's just a bolt-on deal. So we're gonna get into the switchover, and I guess this would be the same process if you just had an assault and you bought the RMK stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna get into it. First, I'm gonna take off this upper control arm ball joint from the spindle. It's a 19 and a 17 up top, and I already cracked it loose. But there's some flats on the upper side of this ball joint. We'll go ahead and spin this out. Next, I'm going to pull this sway bar link off. It's two 13 millimeters, a wrench and a socket will do, or two wrenches. And then I'm going to leave this upper one connected, and then I'm going to zip these two 10s out for the sway bar mount. So I did unhook the other side already, so this is going to come out, but you do have to unhook both sides before this is going to come out. I'll take the saddle, and then there's two plastic bushings here. And I think you can take this sway bar out. Next, I'm going to pull this tie rod off. I'm using a 15 wrench on the bottom and 13 up top on the flats. And there is a washer on the top side, no, not on the bottom side, but it does have the lock washer, or the nylon washer. Next, I'm going to pull the upper shock bolt. There is a little plastic or rubber piece back here that you have to peel out, and it'll help you get that bolt out. Once you loosen it, you put it through the plastics here. So the upper shock bolt is two 15s, one on each side. Might have to hit this panel because there is a little lip that the flange of the bolt hits. Just tap on that, and then you're able to sneak this out. Now that I have the shock off up top, I can pull this lower control, or the upper control arm off with the 13s, these nuts here. And now I have access to the lower control arm, same thing, the 13 millimeters. And then there is a bolt here, it's a 15 and 16. I already took it out because I did the other side already. So now this should come off. Next, we need to pull this boot off to get to the jam nut for the tie rod. To take the tie rod off, there's 3 bolts here. and they are T27. One here, here, and here, and the rest are push clips. Once we break those loose, we can get this bolt out and then use a 17mm wrench to loosen the tie rod jam nut. 17 on the nut, 17 on the rod itself, or you can use a crescent wrench. And just like that, you have a hoverboard snowmobile. No, but we just got all the arms off both sides, shocks, tie rods, and skis. And we are ready to do the exact same thing on this side, same process. And then once I get all those parts off, we'll break them down. And I'm not sure if I can give you guys part numbers, but it is all off of a RMK, and they really have not changed design with the React, I believe, since 19 or maybe 20 Polaris RMKs. And then you look at a 24 and it has the same arms, so, and spindles. So the spindles did change on the earlier RMKs. They were more like the old Axis style. These are like a cast, but kind of look updated. So yeah, I'm gonna start tearing this stuff down and getting it ready to swap over. So I want to show you guys what you will need for parts to do this front end swap. That way you guys do not forget to order something and are waiting on parts. But I'll show you guys the RMK upper and lower A-arms. So the 36-inch React front end upper and lower A-arms. You will have to get, if you don't get it complete, these bushings here, and they have a snap ring on each side, unlike the switchbacks and the indies. So make sure you get the full assembly with this where it bolts on. There's a snap ring and a washer. So make sure you get the full assembly. And then the shock bolt is different. So when you do get the RMK shocks, make sure you get the bolts with it. That way you have all the hardware and you're not waiting on this. This one goes right into the arm where there's not a nut on the other side. And these shocks are off a 24 RMK Chaos, so it has a double adjustable. And then make sure you get the ball joints for the RMK upper and lower, because these are unique to the RMK, as well as the spindles. So these spindles are different. They look similar, but they are taller, and the hole size, I believe, is smaller for the upper ball joint. So you have to make sure you get the RMK spindles. And then you could run stock skis, but I decided to get the RMK gripper skis, which is nice. You get the adjustability here with the RMK spindles, so I can make it even. This is like a 38 inch, and then I could move it in and do the 36, and then move it all the way out and do the 39. So yeah, there's a look at the parts. You also need the RMK sway bar and RMK tie rods. So this is a different sway bar design profile than the switchback. You can see the profile difference, and it's a lot wider. So if you try to use your stock ones, it'll break these off, because I tried to do that and it broke these. And so don't do that like I did. And I believe these are the same, so you could reuse those. So yeah, make sure you get all these parts: sway bar, tie rod, spindles, upper lower control arms, and shock. And just make sure you get all the hardware with those snap rings, like I said, as they are unique. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start putting it on the 25 Assault. So here's a look on the progress. You have to get these nuts on here, this A-arm over those studs, tighten those 13mm nuts up. Same on the lower. I have it all together, so it might be a little bit different, but I definitely start with the lower control arm. Get that in first, set the shock in there, tighten it down here, and then you can put this A-arm on after. It doesn't have that crossbar like the Switchback Assault does, so you don't have to put that in before the shock. And then it has an Allen bolt up here, and then a nut on the bottom to tighten these up. Then your 15s and on this bolt. So yeah, we're coming along. Still got to get the tie rod on and the sway bar in there. Another important piece that you need is the RMK bushings for the sway bar. Since the RMK is a smaller diameter, you need the RMK bushings. You can use your stock, whatever you call these, saddles, but the hole when you line these up is smaller for the RMK. So you want to make sure you get the right size of these. So we are all complete on the RMK 36-inch React front end with the adjustable 36 to 38-inch ski stance on my 2025 Polaris Switchback Assault. This one is an 850 boost, but it will work on other models with the same parts. So I hope this video helps you guys if you want to have a little more fun off trail with it getting on edge. This helps a lot and makes it a lot more fun off trail like we like to ride. But you also get all the coolers that the Assault offers, where the RMK doesn't have all the cooling in the tunnel. But this one is all set, and this is going to be the end of this video. So hopefully you guys liked it. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe for more sled content. There's going to be more coming soon. As you guys see in the background, we have some sleds here, and we're going to be going through all these. And so if you guys want to see more, subscribe so you guys get the notifications. And yeah, thank you for watching. Peace.